What's good with you, fam? PK tapping back in with you. And we're gonna talk about health and fitness.
Call me automatic P. Pull up, hop out, rock out, knock that gray out your anatomy.
Now, if you done never had fitness as a topic of your conversation, I'm pretty sure you done heard it referred to as a lifestyle. And no, not that kind. I'm a Trojan man myself, but that reference, a lifestyle, threw me for a loop the first time I heard it. I didn't understand what it meant. And I didn't figure it out by definition or by term, by reading a dictionary, by someone telling me. I figured it out by putting two and two together through experience. Because I would like to say that I'm fit, and I can say it has morphed into a lifestyle. Not like I said, hey, this is the lifestyle that I want to lead. It's just, it metamorphed into it. Just off of how I can reflect back right now briefly, not too deeply. The preparation phase for going to the gym. The preparation phase for eating something proper. The preparation phase for being adamant about your sleep, your water intake, things of that nature. It puts you on a certain type of Zen, concentrative, Buddhist, monk type, wavelength, conscious-minded type brain thought process, some shit like that. And you start to do things outside of the gym, outside of your diet, outside of your sleep regimen. You start to focus on other aspects of your life with that same mentality that you have when you're in the gym, or when you're meal prepping, or you're doing your go-to-bed regimen, getting ready for a good solid night's sleep. You approach a job like that, relationship like that, and before you know it, your life can change, the style of it. Because being more conscious of yourself, your health, your wealth, and the people that you love, and the people that love you, it'll kind of pull you in certain directions, good ones, away from the direction that you was going in. So if I had to say, then that's the way fitness can change your life and become a lifestyle. Now, of course, there's gonna be a transition from one state to the next. You can't really force the transition directly. You can, but it's kind of like taking a step that's pretty much unnecessary. Like you're skipping some stages. First, you have a purpose. You need a purpose, a direction, or where you're going, a plan, something in place to where you can focus on it. And it's cool to have an overall goal, but it has to be realistic so you can set little itty bitty small goals ahead of it. It should be little small goals, little small challenges, because it's going to be challenges to reach this large goal. Once you start taking those steps to accomplish that first step, that first goal, that little small one, leading up to the big one, you're going to have to do certain things in order to be successful at it. And then you got to do some more things to be successful to go to stage 2. Next small goal, constantly making your way up to the overall big one. That could be a business venture, a fitness venture. You could be working on some stuff in your household. You see what I'm saying? The same rules apply. It's just like how your life will change and become a lifestyle. That's how you transition. It's not like the transition is the motive or the action. It's going for the things that you want in life, aiming for to be the person that you see yourself as being. The process of doing that is the transition. You don't have to focus on the transition. You don't have to figure out a process to transition. You need to figure out a process to be successful at the goals that you done set for yourself, if that makes sense. Now, if you're thinking to yourself, what are my problems, my drawbacks, or things that fitness can't solve? Well, for one, regardless of what type of problems you have, you should be taking care of yourself from the get-go. You should be already healthy and want to fuck about your fitness before these problems even occur. But I feel what you're saying though. You're going through some shit that's rough and tough, and then this video come across your timeline and you trying to make some sense of it because you need all the help you can get. I feel it. I'm gonna tell you this, somebody told me, if it's a problem that you can solve, do your best to solve it. If you see that it's solvable. If this is something that's out of your control, do your best to just say, fuck it. It might be hard to set that bag of bricks of worry and anxiety down, but if it's not yours to deal with, then it's not yours to deal with. Now back to the topic at hand, fitness and problem solving. Maybe fitness can solve some of your problems. The same way fitness will cause you to transition and make a lifestyle change. Some of the things that might be causing your problems might be the people that you hang with, some of your own vices, habits, things you like to do when you have spare time, maybe too much spare time. Maybe fitness could cause you to back up from the areas that you've been in. The people that's causing you a bad influence. Hell, you might be causing a bad influence on others. So if you get yourself into a better wavelength, maybe you can save not only yourself, but somebody else. Maybe. Working on yourself, investing in yourself with effort and time, you'll increase your self-worth. You'll feel better about yourself. Maybe you might be less prone to do harm to yourself. Fitness might be able to do that. It's worth a try. And speaking of goals and getting fit, getting rich, is being successful at that hard? Why not? Yes, it is hard. If it wasn't hard, that would mean it would be easy. And if it was easy, everybody would be walking around fit and rich. But unfortunately, that's not the case. Statistics say that obesity is high as hell, and not just particularly in the US, but also around the world. The process of being fit, the process of being successful at whatever it is you done set your eyes on being successful on, I promise you the process is not gonna be that complicated. It's gonna require some things, and in order to implement these things, that's where the difficulty lies, because you're gonna have to be consistent and you're gonna have to work hard. You're gonna have to work hard. Excluding generational wealthy people who obtain wealth, ask them, I'm willing to bet everything I have. They'll tell you that they got it the hard way. But not only is it hard to obtain success, it's hard to maintain success. It ain't like you be successful and the work just stop there. You got to keep working. You got to be dedicated. You got to be strong on the inside to battle against yourself. And you have them second thoughts, them doubts. But the process of it is proven science. That shit guaranteed to work. You just got to show up and put that work in. And not just 1 week, not just 2 weeks, not just 2 months. Maybe you might see enough results in 6 months for to encourage you to keep going, but I promise you, if you stay at this shit consistently, adamantly, for a year, you'll be a different person from who you are now today. You might not go from fat to skinny, but you might go from fat to maybe not so fat. You might not be able to go from skinny to swole, but you can damn sure go from being skinny to looking like somebody that actually lift fucking weights, if that's your goal. But back to the topic at hand, fitness. God is my witness. It can do more than just give you a healthier, better looking body. You're gonna meet people at this gym. You're gonna meet people in the aisle where they sell protein powders and protein bars and shit. You're gonna take you a trip to the GNC, your local GNC, your local sports goods store, before you realize that you can get everything you need from all of Amazon. But you're gonna go through that phase. You see what I'm trying to tell you? And it does something to you, just doing that shit. Taking that time out to focus on yourself, it improves you. I ain't talking about the lifting or the eating or the sleeping or the drinking the proper amounts of water and protein. I'm talking about just the process of it, the doings. Getting in your car, traveling, this errand just for you. It increases your self-worth. It puts you on a path of people who on that same track. You know what they say, your network is your network. So my advice to any and to all, man, is to do something to indicate that you care about the way you look and you feel, your health status. Whether it be starting to go for walks, actually start to lift weights and do cardio, or it's just paying a little bit more attention to the diet that you on. You might be a fan of Pilates or yoga or some shit like that. Outdoor hiking. Just don't be sedentary, sitting still and just rotting. They do that shit in prison. From the bed to the TV to the food and repeat. Don't be like that. Be free. Give a fuck about yourself, man. PK signing out. Make sure you share, subscribe if you're on YouTube, and follow if you're on anything else.
The gardener who gon' press me. Been working on my belly. Raise my shirt up, you can tell it. That's butt naked aesthetic. You can't do this shit, accept it. Let me say this shit correctly. Even Siri don't correct me. Just a dawn in your presence.